This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Growing up with Rokusuki, Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Man, that's something. Michael Keaton was the best Batman, while Christian Bale was just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Princess Leia in bikinis and Transformer Lamborghinis. Please don't let Shia LaBeouf ever act again.
Please, God, no.
Remembering tales from the crypt, back when Michael Bay wrote good scripts.
He wrote scripts.
All right here is old mystery. It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Welcome to episode 209 of the History of Bad Ideas. Today we're going to have a retrospective of some of our favorite guest spots that we've had on the program. To kick off the show, we're going to go back to the time we visited with the folks over at Salty Language. So we'll be talking with Brian and Tony. Take it away.
It is our honor to have Brian and Tony from the Salty Language podcast. Welcome, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Hey, what's up?
Not much, guys. This is a first for us. We've never had you on the show, and we kind of wanted to break out of our comfort zone here. Plus, Nichols in Hawaii. Bastard.
Yeah, Jason's just saying you guys are just second choice.
Yeah.
We're pretty used to it. It's all right.
Right, yeah.
We go to somebody that we know will say yes first because I hate rejection. So I was like, Nick will say yes. Anyone else? I don't know if it would come on our Rinky Dink show.
No. Did you try him while he was in Hawaii? Because he might have said yes anyway.
I'm sure that would go over well with his girlfriend.
She'll understand. Podcasting.
Right.
We're only here 5 days. I know. I got to podcast 4 of those days. I hope you don't mind.
Right.
We did it.
Hey, I gotta pay for this trip somehow.
That's right.
It's true.
Because you guys are like us. You are rolling in the money for with the podcast money, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. My diamond-studded microphone right here. Insane.
We can't even get a beer sponsorship. We're just trying for that.
Oh, right? That'd be awesome.
I know. All you do is send us beer and we'll talk about your beer week after week. Please.
Yeah. Oh, we would do cheesy beer spots on every episode. Like,
Oh, boy, would we.
It would be like, back in the day when they used to force the cigarette ads into the sitcoms.
Like when the Flintstones did it?
Like, just, alive with flavor or whatever. I don't even care.
Just send us the copy, we'll read it.
Neil and Annalise from Dark Angels Pretty Feet have said that, they feel bad, like they would love to get a beer sponsorship, but they couldn't, force it into their, I don't know, their commercials, or they would hate
it. Would just ruin the flow of the show.
I have no issue doing that.
Me either.
Yeah, complete sellouts.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm all for being ham-fisted with it.
As long as it's not like Miller Lite or Bud Light, I'm okay, I think. More like the craft beer places. That's what I'm looking for.
Well, yeah, obviously we want at least something that's good.
Are you guys?
You asked for a beer sponsor, not a water sponsor.
That's true.
Yeah, I get that out of the tap.
Keystone.
Oh, God.
Because you guys are almost you guys are mid-30s, late
Yes.
30s. Okay,
Yeah, 30. I'm 37.
okay, that's what I'll be in a couple weeks.
Oh, you youngins.
Yeah, Jeff's like 70.
Like 44, like 70.
Same thing. Once it gets past north of 40, it's over, buddy.
Yeah, right.
I'll go hang out with Neil some more.
Did you guys in college have Zima? What was the worst beer that, or AKA quotation beer, did you guys remember from the college days?
Zima was pretty awful, but I never really partook. I think it was all about the natty.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Natty Ice or Light or Bud Ice.
Moosehead, too.
Yeah. Bud Ice was the first beer, I'm air quote beer I ever had, and I was like, I'm never drinking this again, and I never have.
Wow, I actually didn't think Bud Ice was bad compared to a lot of the stuff I had.
Man.
Hams.
Wow.
Hams was the bad one, I think, for me.
What was hams?
I think it's I don't know, hams. They had a bear on it. And...
Yeah, I remember my dad had a sign in his garage for hams. But
See,
I
Jeff,
never
you
had
are
it.
old.
Yeah.
So I'm old.
It was a dad beer, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's why it was so cheap.
Right.
I mean, it was like one day we're like, oh god, because first started college, it's like, oh, we'll get more of the expensiver stuff. Expensiver?
Yeah.
More of the expensive stuff, and then when we started running out of money, and then it's like, okay, now it's what's cheap? It's like, oh, this is even cheaper than Natty Light.
Oh.
Perfect. Hams with two M's.
Yeah. I only had it once.
You guys,
It's extra value because it gets you drunk and you get an extra M in there.
That is value.
Yeah, the extra M is for drunk.
I used to do. I used to drink Red Dog. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
God, I remember Red Dog. Yeah.
I remember those 90s in your face, extreme kind of ads for it.
Oh, yeah, that's the one where if you turned it upside down and covered up half the logo, it looked like Batman going down on a woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still have that ingrained in my mind, and I'm not kidding. As soon as I, ugh. We did Zima with the Jolly Rancher, and God, that was still awful.
Well, it sounds like just puckers, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
say drunk and diabetic.
There's a podcast waiting to happen.
Yeah, really?
Can you TM that right now? Trademark
Yeah,
that?
right? I'm already registering the website.
Where can we find you guys at before we get into this?
I guess saltylanguage.com for our podcast, and if you're Twitter, I'm at Monotony on Twitter. Brian's at.
I'm at Stunami.
And
Our
we're-
show is at salty_language.
Great.
And of course, you can always find us in your dreams.
Ooh.
Well, naturally.
Well, since I got that pillowcase made with you guys on it.
I see you've been to our Zazzle store.
Yeah.
One night I sleep with Tony, the other night it's with Brian. Just go back and forth.
We actually made that joke a couple episodes ago, I think, because I made a comment that we had that pillow that way either side was the cool side of the pillow.
Yes.
Can we do a moment of silence for Stuart Scott there? Cool side.
Oh.
Oh, Stuart. Well, along with you guys are what episode like 6,000 into your podcast, right?
Something like that.
Is there any point that you're just going to stop numbering them or anything like that?
I don't know. At the point now, it's just kind of fun to see how high up we can get. It's like a high score. It's like a leaderboard.
I figure after we hit like 500, I don't know, it might be kind of fun to, just start arbitrarily.
Season 2.
ranking numbers. Yeah. Maybe we'll just do like Marvel. We'll only do like up to a certain number, and then we'll just reboot it every time. You hit that number again or something. I don't know.
Or letter them. Episode
yeah.
L.
Oh, yeah, this is true. We go into Roman numerals.
Yeah.
They're not Sesame Street. We're being sponsored by M.
Could be.
Hams, maybe, but not M.
Yeah.
Unless Hams wants to sponsor us, then they're my favorite beer of all time.
Man, I don't know. Seriously, if one of those beers came to you and it offered you and I don't want to say like an over-the-top lucrative deal, but, something that, made you at least have to consider them, yeah, man, it'd be a tough one.
Our bar is pretty low. If they would pay for our podcasting host for the whole year, that's pretty high
Right.
for us.
Yeah,
See, that's
for
what
sure.
I'm saying, yeah. It's like if one of
I
those
would
beers-
choke down a
beneficial.
Hams every episode.
That's what I'm saying. Like if Baltica came to us, it's
Wow,
the Tsar,
that's a different story.
and it's the official Russian beer of the Salty Language program, but
This is
if
true.
they actually made it official with cash or rubles or whatever, we'd have to do it.
I'm thinking I would probably drink a lot more of other good stuff beforehand, and then once the show started, then you could start drinking the Hams or Natty Ice. Oh,
That's pretty much how I drank in college. When I used, drank like that, was I would buy like a tall boy or something of beers that are, for a 6-pack of things I really liked. And then after I was done with those, I was kind of numb and buzzing. So then I would just start knocking back the cheap beer.
And the funny thing is too, like, how the craft beer basically has exploded everywhere. You walk down the street and there's like 6 breweries now. Mm-hmm. I started doing it about 4 or 5 years ago. I started becoming a craft beer snob, basically. And, like, for the people that don't drink the craft beer, your friends, it's like you're the outcast. Like, oh, you're too good to drink Bud Light? No, I just like good beer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm paying a little bit more. I just like it. I feel really like you have the craft side of it, and then you have everyone else. And that's
in our circle of friends, you're the outcast if you drink the Budweiser now, and it's kind of more due to us.
Yeah, we just browbeat you into submission.
Yeah, Jason, I think that's more your family.
Yeah, that might be more my family.
In-laws. I think your in-laws are the ones that give you grief about not drinking Miller Lite.
We had a birthday party for my daughter here this week, and every couple of the people didn't bring beer. So I was like, well, you can go in the fridge, help yourself. And even my dad's like, that craft beer is nothing but shit. And I'm like, no, it's good beer. Have you tried it? I've tried one. Well, there's more than one flavor, Dad.
Yeah, if that one is hot dog beer, I get it.
Oh, goodness. We were at a beer fest last year where there were 1,000 different beers at just that one beer fest.
Wow.
Jeez.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I hit the beer fest this past weekend. We had the one down here in Cincy. And that was fun.
Was there any good ones?
I don't know. Check my tapped in or untapped or whatever it's called.
Oh, shit. We might have to become untapped friends.
Yeah.
I think we might be already.
Oh, maybe.
You're like, oh, that's that guy. Oh, yeah, okay.
Who's this Jeff guy that keeps sending me this stuff? I don't know him.
I was also told to pass this along for my lovely wife that the next time there's a beer fest in Cincinnati, you're supposed to let us know and we'll come down.
Oh.
She's also a beer snob.
Okay. Well, I think it's every close to Valentine's weekend.
Oh, what a way to celebrate. How romantical.
Nothing says romance like, let's get drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what Blake does.
That's true. Well, if not only do you drink for Valentine's Day for romance, the NFL has is very romantic too around the Super Bowl. If you guys saw that commercial, that the city's population goes up 9 months after the winning team wins the Super Bowl.
Oh,
thanks NFL.
Oh, right.
You're now in our bedrooms.
Super Bowl babies,
right?
Hashtag Super Bowl babies, or maybe the fact that it's also 9 months after Valentine's Day. Yay!
Or January when it's cold.
Yeah, exactly. Best way to keep warm.
Also, they put on really boring halftime shows. I don't know.
Hey, we did that last week. The top 5 worst halftime shows. It was tough to find 5 worst ones. There are so many good ones.
No, the other way around.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
We wouldn't have been able to do 5 good ones. I think we came up with 4 that didn't suck.
We did get a Twitter question. Hey, could you do the top 5 best ones? No, you can't. No.
Yeah. Impossible.
Right. Can I just say Prince over and over again?
I don't know. Up With People was good.
No, Up With People is terrible.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
All 6 times
fine.
they did it.
I don't want this to turn into a bloodbath.
Next up, we've got one of our favorite contributors to the History of Bad Ideas. We got Big Dev, the Sci Guy. Take it away, Dev.
Tell us what Shot of History is like. I just saw that you added that.
It is kind of like Drunk History, except the main host actually has a legit master's degree in history. The second chair co-host is a major in psychology, and then there's me.
So, you have a theater degree? What do you think? What do you have?
I actually have a science degree, so on this podcast in particular, I am the color commentary guy.
The good news is, on our show, on HOBI, you have the best degree so far.
Well, that's a plus, I guess.
Well, we're looking at each other with our communication degrees.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Well,
I mean-
that explains all the technical difficulties earlier.
First off, I'm more the writing the written communications, and the verbal, which obviously you can tell by my impressions.
Oh, yeah.
And by your speech impediment.
Shut up. Jeff is the audio video guy.
As you can tell.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll just put it this way, though. Everything I learned in school was obsolete at the time I learned it.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so I've got that going for me.
That's a good money wasted.
And that was over 20 years ago. So.
Well, if we ever go back to ham radio broadcasts, you'll be my guy.
No more ham.
Oh, we're talking about hams?
No more ham.
Hams?
Different
Jeff,
ham.
Have you ever tried Ham's beer?
Yeah, I believe I have had that. Yeah, it's.
And how horrible is it?
It's like it's like PBR. If it's served cold enough and you're drunk enough, it doesn't matter.
True.
Well, one of our guests, Tony, from a couple weeks on Salty Language, he sent one of his Instagram followers sent him a picture in Michigan, and he was smiling because he had Ham's beer, he had Busch beer, he had Keystone, and I think those O'Doul's might have been in it.
O'Doul.
It was all in a grocery store.
That's like a trailer park block party starter kit.
What do you think of those as the worst, though? That's a tough one.
Well, O'Doul's is the worst because it doesn't even have any alcohol.
Okay, let's get. Oh, Busch was the other one. Busch beer.
You said Busch.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, take O'Doul's out.
Was there Natty? You said Natty?
Nah, we're going with Natty. There was at least a fourth one. We're going with Natty.
Well, I think you said Keystone Light, which Keystone Light's not terrible, but man, Busch is probably up there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they all taste like water.
Yeah, I'd put Hams as the worst of those.
Oh, we're going based sheerly on taste. Well, then they all fail because none of them have taste.
You're kind of a craft beer snob, aren't you?
I enjoy the craft beer, yeah, occasionally.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's all I drink.
I'm not nearly as fluent in the craft beer as Tony's wife Jeannie is. She's got something like over 1,000 check-ins on unique check-ins on Untapped. Crazy amounts of beer. That
Yeah, I've only got about 30.
I just started. So I start. It was a bad day the other week. I think it was Wednesday, one of the days, Wednesday. And both my kids were having tantrums, and they were both in bed by 6:45 that night. And my wife's like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I'm getting a beer, and I'm sitting on the front porch." And then so that's when I started doing all my friends for Untapped. I just started checking them in. And then people were driving by my subdivision. It's like, yep, 7 o'clock. The drunk guy's out on the front steps. Don't mind me.
Yeah. Well, see where I'm at regionally in Michigan. There's not a whole lot of liquor stores that carry decent craft beer. So I've got to drive 45 minutes to an hour to get to a decent party store to be able to get good craft beer. So I do a lot of gin and scotch drinking when I'm not feeling up to the drive.
Are you the one that likes White Russians?
Oh yeah, White Russians.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
I see you on Facebook a lot with your White Russians.
I've always got the ingredients for a White Russian at the house. Always.
What are you drinking tonight?
Tonight I am drinking Hall's medicated cough drops.
Ooh.
Ooh, medicated. I hear they can put you down pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping later.
But should you be on this broadcast?
Oh, well,
dying?
you see, because in the state of Michigan, we experience 6 seasons in one day. I'm a little stuffed up from the going from freezing to 60 degrees today. So, yeah, nothing killing me. I'm just stuffed up.
We are at 72 degrees today.
Is that what it went up to?
Yeah, and I think it was last Thursday? It was 32 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was snowing.
Yep.
Sorry, I feel like I'm on Dark Angels and Pretty Freaks. Sorry. We're doing
Well,
the weather report.
a week ago today, we got like 12 inches here where I'm at, and now it's 60 degrees.
Oh my god, I would love to have a blizzard.
I would hate to have a
I know
blizzard.
you're a pussy, that's
Snow
why.
is the worst thing in the world.
Are you a fan of the snow there, Dev?
I am until I have to shovel it off the damn driveway.
Jeff, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Grains of Truth from the Omegang Brewery out of Cooperstown, New York.
And I'm drinking Bell's Hop Slam Ale, which is a limited edition. It cost me $18 for a 6-pack. So they said once it's gone, it's gone. It's actually pretty damn good, I have to admit. So if Bell's would like to sponsor us for $18 a 6-pack, they better be fucking sponsoring us.
It's better be pretty damn good. It would suck if it sucked.
I decided to go to the local party source in town, Dev, on Friday and load up my fridge.
Oh,
so
it's a good idea.
Yeah, we were running low for a while. I got these friends that come over and mooch beer off me.
I don't know who that would be.
Yeah, I don't know either. But yeah, so you're on Snake Oil, and that's where we found you.
Yep.
Many moons ago. And one of the things I like about your show is that you guys do it from your comic book shop.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, not technically yours, but yours.
Not yet.
Correct.
Once Steve decides to marry his Latina MILF out in California, then the shop will be ours.
Okay. Do you have a job for me?
No.
I do impersonations.
We're trying to get people into the store. Thank you very much.
I feel like I could bring a lot of people. I don't know.
Bring a lot of people to tears, maybe.
Yeah. But no, the one thing I like about your show is that you guys always have... you guys actually know how to use Skype, and you actually do a good recording. Most of your episodes, you have a good 20 to 30-minute interview, even sometimes longer, with independent writers and artists and that on the comic books. And that's actually how I've gotten some of my comic books from you guys, is just from listening to the guests you have on, like Torso Bear.
Yep.
Love Torso Bear.
Yeah, that's a great book. We actually, from the second campaign, we bought a retailer's pack, so we've got a couple of volumes of Volume 2 up on the shelves, and we got some posters hanging up in the shop, make it look real nice, real professional.
Ooh. And he's come out with a third one, I thought he said, too.
Yeah, I believe he is working on the third one.
Yeah, I kickstarted the second one and loved it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I like that you guys give a voice to those guys. And it's interesting. I mean, even if you're not into the comic books, just the whole process is pretty cool to listen to them. I mean, because, everybody thinks it's an easy thing to get comic books published and that, and obviously...
You mean it's not?
Obviously, I don't think so. You can just walk into Marvel, right?
You obviously don't listen to Travis complain enough about the comics industry. Yeah, no, originally that whole concept of interviewing independent creators was kind of it wasn't even like the original plan. The original plan was to talk about like storylines of comics and like review books and that kind of stuff. And then we, like, one day out of the blue, someone's like, "Hey, we've got this book. We'd like to give you a review copy and have you read it." And we're like, "Well, come on the show. You can talk about it." And it's been kind of history from there. We've kind of split off that kind of chunk to a certain extent, where once a month I'll interview someone on my own for a 30 to 45 minute show. But yeah, we still do the interviews, occasionally. But yeah, it was really bizarre. Like when we first got approached as the indie guys, and then it was like, well, that kind of makes sense. Travis does comics, and he's kind of in the indie scene, so it was a perfect fit.
A retrospective of guests will never be complete until we hear from the glistening one himself, the Dark Angel and Pretty Freak, Neil.
So it's awesome. We got Neil from Dark Angels and Pretty Freaks. So the begging question is, are you the Dark Angel or the Pretty Freak?
I am the Pretty Freak, although I am dark also. But Freak was the nickname my sister gave me when she was very, very young, and she still calls me Freak, so I became the Pretty Freak. Because when I had long hair and wore makeup, people thought I was pretty.
Oh, that was from your goth?
More glam than
glam?
goth.
Oh,
yeah.
more glam than goth?
Yeah.
Episode.
Me,
Okay.
Poison, Warrant,
Did you go from...
I'm sorry to hear that. Did you wear the tight pink spandex?
I didn't wear pink. I usually wore black, but I would wear a black mini skirt with black leggings underneath.
With a cock piece?
No. I did have a pacifier on the chain that I would wear. No joke. This is all legit.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry to hear that.
See, Neil, you were excited to talk to Blake. And now, it's just...
No.
Actually, you guys got some good... you were probably the first podcast to actually send us some free swag of your own podcast, and I've got that up in my cubicle at work.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, well, it was until people started looking at me a little freaky, like, is there an S&M side to you that we don't know about?
You're like, no, it's this pretty guy from Cal... forget it.
Never mind. Exactly.
His wife has nice private... Oh, never mind.
So you went from glam to goth to glistening.
Yeah, I don't know if I was ever in much of a goth period. I mean, I listened to Marilyn Manson, and I guess that kind of counts. But no, I just started glistening.
I think I consider Marilyn Manson more metal than
Me too.
goth. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if I ever listened to anyone truly goth or followed anyone truly goth. I forget the Typo Negative.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're considered
the
goth.
early Cure.
Yeah, I was
Love
into the Cure.
Rockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, cool.
They're goth in our book.
Nice.
Bon Jovi goth?
Bon Jovi goth.
Okay,
Definitely.
making sure.
You know what's disturbing? Bon Jovi's in a commercial recently, and he looks like he's doing a commercial for ARP.
Yeah, I know, DirecTV, and he looks like he's about 104.
Yes.
Blake, we talked about this like 6 episodes ago.
We
Yeah.
did?
Although I
Was
gotta
that
say
you talking, or was it... If it was you, I don't remember.
Talk about it, or did you talk about it?
I think it was me.
There you go.
The first time that commercial came on, and I saw it, we were in a little dive bar down the street, and I was like, oh my god, whatever he's selling, I've got to buy. And then it was DirecTV, and I'm like, oh, we got it. Cool. Save some money.
Neil and I have a very deep love for Bon Jovi. So I appreciate that because there's not... Blake and Jeff kind of outnumber me on this. Jeff, I think, likes Bon Jovi, but not...
Bon Jovi.
Yeah, but you're not very passionate about it.
No, it's not a passionate love affair with Bon Jovi. I had 5 songs that I had on my favorite 5 when we were on Dark Angels Pretty Freaks.
Episode number 92. So,
I hate Bon Jovi. And I don't know if I hate him. I think it's more envy or just annoyance because back when his Slippery When Wet album came out, I was actually dating a cheerleader that was younger than me. That's all she was into.
Oh, nice. Was it me?
No.
Oh, damn it.
I think therefore I harbored a resentment against Bon Jovi.
is that
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
How old were you? 35?
Oh, God.
What? 14
Oh, I thought you were
going
gonna
on
say 40.
15?
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
14 going on 15.
How old was your girlfriend?
I think she was 13.
No. Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, 8. Disgusting.
I'm just asking.
I don't have your tendencies.
Ah!
So what's the age you're allowed to date an 8-year-old? Where's the cutoff there?
Okay, so anyways.
Oh, you want to make sure you're not going to get arrested?
I mean, if you're 10, can you
We're
date
done.
an 8-year-old?
Neil's already regretting this decision. He's like, what did I get myself
He's yelling
into?
for his wife, get in
Oh,
here!
no.
We got
Please, dog's barking. I gotta go.
So,
I feel like I'm right at home.
So this is great. Do we have you for the entire podcast, Neil?
You have me as long as you want.
Oh.
Ooh,
Oh.
that's
Well,
what
we've
she
got some
said.
questions coming up about that.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I guess I better
All
start
right,
looking at the
so
Twitter.
as long as we want. So that's about 90
I was
seconds.
going to say embarrassingly below average, but go ahead and ask all the questions you
As long
want.
as we want or as long as we can handle.
Either or, and yes.
We got a couple questions. We were on episode 92-ish, I think, around that. And I feel like we may need some payment from you guys because I'm not saying we're the reason, but after we were on, you became new and noteworthy on iTunes.
You are correct.
I think it was like 7 episodes after us, but I'm going to take credit.
Yeah, you are right. I think you guys are also responsible. We were on some other hot and bothered or some, I don't know, some other freaking thing. And it's kind of funny because as I don't know if you guys have been on New and Noteworthy, but when you are on, iTunes actually sends you a care package with a trophy and it's like $2 million and all this other stuff. And they said, we need to know everybody who was involved in helping you get to this point. And we just looked at each other and we were like, can't think of anybody. Don't know what you're talking about. And just kept all the stuff. But we do believe in our hearts that the reason was because you guys were on.
Neil, I do have a couple questions for you here. Well, first off, where can everybody find you? Even though you're news and noteworthy now, I don't want to hear it. We can all find you on iTunes front page. But
darkangelsandprettyfreaks.com or download our podcast wherever you listen to podcasts from. We're probably there. And if we're not, call up MTV and say, I want my MTV. No, wait.
No.
We're easy to find. darkangelsandprettyfreaks.com.
Are you on ham radio?
Oh, it's funny you bring that up. My boss and I totally want to get our ham radio licenses.
Are you being serious?
Totally serious. We're an earthquake country, so it's kind of like when everything goes crazy, that's going to be one of the best forms of communication. We're like, if we can do that, we don't have to dig dead bodies out of rubble.
Good point.
Yeah. We've actually talked about this ad
nauseum.
nauseum.
Put everyone where they're most useful. I know ham radio.
Yeah. Yep.
You're there.
I could just imagine. Yeah, get the tattooed guy with the earrings to the ham radio station. I'm like, yep, that's right.
What do you think in the apocalypse George Lucas's skill would be?
George Lucas's skill would probably have a bunch of extra people running around doing nothing.
Okay, just checking.
You go here, you go here, you go here.
Yeah. Although also might help to bring back my childhood. I mean, I have a soft spot in my heart for Lucas for many reasons, but I mean, I can't deny the fact that he did create the 3 movies that shaped more of my youth than anything else, including my parents, because they were kind of useless.
American Graffiti, and what was the third one?
American Graffiti, yeah, filmed here in Petaluma. Love it.
I like how he skipped over Howard the Duck there, Neil. We actually did get some questions, some speed round here from our listeners about Neil. Okay? So get ready to do some quick answers here, Neil.
So it's like the first thing that comes to mind, I just shout out?
Yes.
Okay.
How do you spell your name?
N-E-I-L.
Why don't you do it K-N-E-I-L and just fuck with people?
That's funny. Though what I like to use is the K-N-E-E-L.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Neil before Neil.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is from Green Up. How are you going to handle the explosion of popularity after Hot Noteworthy Neil blesses your show? Actually, that's more for us, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well,
Neil, how will we handle this?
Yeah, how are we going to
What
handle
are we
this?
expecting here now that we might get the depth bump?
I would say you guys are going to handle it professionally, gently, lovingly, and correctly.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
What team are you on? Team Worsley or Team Jacket?
Okay, this is hilarious because I had to look this up because I'm like, wait, well, I have not. If this was discussed in the last episode, I have not listened to the last episode because I wanted to be fresh coming on.
No, we did not talk. Well, we did a little bit.
Okay,
but not much.
So I had to look this up, and I'm like, oh, that sounds hilarious. I thought it was like some hockey thing, and then I looked it up, and I'm like, that is brutal.
And go back to listen to Take a Tauntaun episode, and you'll catch us at our lowest.
So, for some reason, like, not to get too inside baseball, but like people have liked us recently. Like, we've gone really well, like downloads and everything else, and we've gained a little popularity. And it started with Taking a Tauntaun. That, like, it really boosted us. And that's the one that we make fun of Worsley and him dying in Antarctica.
That's awesome.
I feel like that could be a bad episode for everybody to jump on board.
That is awesome.
I'm pretty sure nobody from the Worsley family will come on the episode, on the podcast.
It was like when I started looking online about it, I'm like, is this what they're talking about? And then I'm like, well, they're talking about it with Nickel right now. So, yeah, this is definitely what they're talking about.
Well, Oh, go ahead, Neil. I'm sorry.
I was going to say Nickel from Graphic Novice. Sometimes I forget, I just think we're just sitting around chatting, so I forget that maybe some people don't know that Nickel is on Graphic Novice that used to record every week, and now they record once every 3 weeks because they're too busy, God knows what, doing nothing.
Hey, I can't say anything bad about them. They were very kind and gentle to me when I was on their book club.
They never invite me.
And that was a great episode, by the way.
Thank you.
No, and I love them to death. I really do. I have a total man crush on Nickel and VF for that matter, but I just wish they'd record more. Just pisses me off, man.
It takes a lot of effort to take care of chickens.
Yeah, apparently it does. Frickin' stroke your chicken on your own time, bro. Get behind the mic.
I've got some questions, and I need your advice on this one.
Yep.
Hobie's going to get a new T-shirt out. I decided that about 20 minutes ago.
Nice.
Hey, we just found out. Hey.
And here's the shirts. It's thanks to Passerby's podcast. They gave us the idea. This is the tagline that's going to be on the shirt. Now, think of Worsley when you think of this.
Okay.
Hobie, the podcast for the unaided listener.
That's solid. That is solid.
Captain Britannia, Winter Soldier. This is my favorite, and I came up with this one, so I'm proud of this one. Captain Worsley, not so Winter Soldier.
Nice.
And Passerby had Captain Antarctica, Civil Worsley. So
That's a good one, too. I think you should make the shirts look like a jacket.
like Han Solo's jacket and that. I like it.
Yeah.
It look like a parka with a fake hood on the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it could be like History of Bad Ideas, not a fucking history podcast.
Who the fuck came up with that idea?
How many people download this podcast going, hey, I hope to get educated today?
The first time I listened to the podcast was before we ever talked, and I did think it was a history podcast. I thought it was seriously a history of bad ideas. I'm like, this is going to be hilarious. And then I was like, this is hilarious, but not for the reason I thought.
Well, we did get followed by, a couple months ago, we got followed by this real, in-depth historical podcast. And we gave them, we're like, I hope they realize that we're not a historical podcast. They didn't.
That's awesome.
So we started tweeting with them, and we started referencing them in our show. And they actually appreciated it. They said thank you and everything.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember. That is awesome. That is so cool.
Yeah, they're still following us, right?
Yeah,
there you go.
Okay, here we go. Couple things podcast, Neil. Here's some more speed round. What would be your spirit animal?
Penguin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I like it.
What is your favorite outdoor activities?
Mountain bike riding.
Okay. Graphic novice, Nickel. Please describe a hypothetical three-way between Jason, Neil, and pulling chains. Be descriptive. I don't think so.
I see a lot of honey, maybe some lavender-scented oil, a little bit of crying, a lot of mirrors, so I could see Jason.
And you know what? The pulling chains is an inside joke that's been discussed on
Graphic Novice
69.1. You have to go back for history for that.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Are you familiar with the reference we have to pulling chains?
Am I?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Okay. I was just I didn't think it was just, it was you and Jason chained together is what I'm hoping you didn't.
Well, that was not
about.
Who said that wasn't.
Right.
I feel like there would be a lot of rug burns. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. Maybe some crying and shame, but besides that.
Well, I got this one question here from Craig in Alberta. He wants to know if Neil and Heno ever... crap, my phone...
I got it. Ever randomly showed up at the same orgy?
Randomly? No. No, we were invited.
It was all planned. Is that what you're insinuating?
Yeah, it wasn't not random at all. No, we never randomly did. However, there are some funny stories that revolve around nakedness, not necessarily sex, but nakedness and Heno and I and other random people.
On YouTube?
No, unfortunately, I wish it was because I'll tell. Well, I didn't check with Heno to ask if I could tell the story, so I don't want to. I don't think he'd mind, but you know what? Let's chat. I'm going to text him real quick and see if I can tell the story.
Snake Oil Comics at SOC Podcast. Does Elektra get her own Netflix series?
Why not? Everyone else is.
I don't know. I'm not that far in the show yet.
Are they going to bring back Jennifer Garner?
No.
Why
It's a
not?
different Elektra in the Daredevil series.
So?
They already casted somebody else.
They can still put Jennifer Garner in place.
I would be fine with that.
Me too.
Elektra's mama.
Ooh.
Yeah. Or her nanny.
And we can all agree Elektra is the best Marvel film ever. So let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Well, it's better than the one it spun off from.
Shut it.
Jason's a fan of the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie.
It's a good
I
film.
am too.
Thank you, Neil.
Sadly, but I am.
I feel like you're my pod soulmate.
So to you guys, the only thing that could make it better was a Bon Jovi soundtrack.
Now, keep in mind, I've had many head injuries, and I have a drool cup and a light bright, so I don't know what that says about Brigger.
I've had 3 major concussions. So
he has a little action figure called Mr. Fisto.
I do.
That's right.
That's all you got to know.
Whee!
He-Man. A man wearing nothing but bikini briefs.
It's a loincloth.
And hugely muscular with a giant fist, which is used for I don't know what.
Oh, he's got a little Heno action figure.
There you go.
All right, his name is now Heno.
Mr. Heno.
I've heard nothing is small about Heno.
That's right. I said if I were to turn gay, he'd be the first man I'd chase.
Yeah, you don't have to turn gay, man. He's a pretty good-looking dude. You could get away with that one. No, it's like you could be with your dudeliest dude bros, and you'd be like, "I screwed that guy," and they'd be like, all right,
okay."
They'd say, "Lucky you."
You know, speaking of lucky us, what about that story you mentioned earlier?
Oh, what do you guys want to finish your listener feedback?
Yeah, we're segueing into Heno real quick.
We kind of want to know this.
All right, yeah, we kind of
Heno
want to
story,
know
Heno
right now.
story.
Then
Okay.
after that, we'll go to the next fan that starts with H.
All right, I'll try to keep it short. But Heno and I were living together. We were, fairly. I want to say we were in our early 20s. Heno, I worked at the mall at the time. We had this little apartment, and I came home, and Heno was naked in the house with one of his good friends who was also naked, and this another good friend of hers who was a woman who was also naked, and they were all on ecstasy, and they were all kind of just hanging out in the house, checking out how cool the lights looked and how the TV worked and all this crazy stuff. So I walk, I'm working at some freaking retail. I come home
Was
and
it
I'm
Hot Topic?
no, it was not. I
Spencer's?
can't remember if it was Music Land or something like that,
Okay.
maybe.
Okay.
And I came home, and so I was like, "Oh, look, it's 3 naked people in my house. That's lovely."
Well,
and so I'm
because
tired.
It was a really hot day, and your AC wasn't working.
Now it's
right?
no. Now it's late because I was the closing shift, so it's like 9:30 at night. And I was wearing a Motley Crue T-shirt. And Heno's like, "Dude, come here." Everyone's like in the "I love you, man." I walk in the door, and all of a sudden, there's 3 naked people that are like touching my jacket and touching my hair, and they're like, "Oh my god, this feels so amazing." And Heno's like, "We're all naked," and I'm like, "No shit, bro." And he's like, "You got to take that shirt off." So he's lying on the floor. He gets one of our kitchen knives and cuts my Motley Crue shirt off of me. And I'm like, well, this is going to happen. So I actually put on shorts. And I'm like,
Were they short shorts?
Wait,
they
these
were
are your
hot
invisible
pink.
shorts.
hot pink, skin tight on
Because he's
on
a
the
never
back.
nude.
The backside said "open for business." They were my favorite shorts.
Jeff's rubbing his nipples now.
So, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to frickin' bed. So I go, and at the time, all I had was a futon to sleep on. So I go in my room, I go to bed. The next thing I know, the door opens, and Hannah's like, "Dude, I'm going to get some music, bro. Are you asleep?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to sleep." So then behind him comes naked girl number 1, naked guy number 2, and they all frickin' crawl into bed with me. I'm like, what the frick, man? So I've got a stack. You just think of like little kittens or puppies when there's like 4 of them and they're all piled together and you're like, oh, how cute. Think of that, but with grown freaking 3 dudes and 1 chick. I'm like, even if I was into this, it's not going to work out well for somebody. Some guy's going to be really pissed tomorrow. So needless to say, a couple of us ended up falling asleep on the bed, and then the rest went out, and the next morning was really awkward. Not between Henno and I. That was nothing new for us, but everybody left. But that was the ecstasy. Not invited to the orgy story. That was the one where it just kind of snuck up on us, and I was like, "What the hell happened?" But I did not have sex with anybody that night, unfortunately.
When you say orgy, you should not say snuck up on us.
That was the question he was answering.
It happens.
And just
we've fallen into a few precarious situations. Let me tell you.
Oops. Is that my penis? I don't know. Just to let you know, Henno did give you permission to tell that story. So
Yes, yeah, he did. So that's why it's later. He texted me back and said that it was cool to tell. So there's nothing bad about it. I just, I didn't want
Those aren't pillows.
Yeah, I didn't want to tell it. And what's funny is the girl who was there was wearing this. It was like a pearl necklace choker, but it was like stacked pearls. So it was almost like 3 inches wide, almost like a real wide choker. And she left it at the house. So it was like 2 or 3 months later, I got a call from her, and she's like, "Hey, did I leave my necklace there?" And I was like, "That's ballsy. That's pretty awesome." I'm like, "In fact, you did."
3 months later.
It's right here next to your self-esteem.
So it's a great porno choker. That's like.
Mm-hmm. No, and they were all. I'm playing. They were all very, very cool, and it was they were having a blast. Let me tell you, I was the bottom kitten. Let me just tell you, and not in the good way.
I think we have to rethink about Henno coming into our studio next year.
Oh no, trust me, it will be a blast.
But then we can play Guess Who's in My Mouth.
The show wouldn't be complete until we hear from our arch nemesis and rivals, Sean and Ian, over at the Pittsburgh Nerd.
We got Sean here.
Oh, Sean!
From Pittsburgh Nerd and my arch nemesis, Ian.
Well.
How
Look
are you
at
guys
these
doing?
3 morose motherfuckers right here.
Wow. God, putting the gauntlet down already.
I was trying to do a little chasing Amy thing there.
I know.
But
I'm not having a threesome with any of the guys I'm with right now.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
what goes into on in Cincinnati stays in Cincinnati.
That's why we don't do live video.
Well,
we could.
Jeff, keep your hands above the table.
Oh. I do have my Bengals jersey with us tonight. So
that's amazing. Ian has his terrible towel.
So the two of you make up Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast, correct?
That is correct, yes.
How come your title is singular, but there's 2 of you?
Well, I took my inspiration from the Lone Rangers.
I got that.
From Airheads?
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
Does that mean you have naked pictures of B. Arthur?
Oh, the only naked pictures I have of her is from the Star Wars Christmas special.
Oh, aren't you lucky?
But we do have the football helmet.
Yeah, the football helmet, yeah.
Of cottage cheese?
Yeah.
Airheads is quite possibly one of my favorite guilty pleasures for comedies. I love that movie.
It's actually better than you would think it would be.
Yes.
It really is. Like it really, and it holds up too. It's like just so funny. It's shockingly funny for the guys that are in it.
Yeah, Brandon Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler.
Yeah, go figure.
And don't even get me started on Michael Richards.
Yeah,
He's annoying.
We could have done without Michael Richards in the movie.
Yeah.
When he's in the fucking air vents.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. But Farley makes up for that.
Yeah. And is Ernie Hudson the cop?
Yeah, Ernie Hudson is the cop. Yes.
Okay,
Ernie Hudson is always the cop.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right, I'm going to do some quick word association for you guys. So I'll speak slowly since you're from Pittsburgh.
Thank God.
So says the Cleveland guy.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers.
Scary.
A childhood treasure.
Number 2 is correct because Mr. Rogers considered Pittsburgh home. Okay, next question. Iron City beer.
Nasty.
River water.
I agree to both. That is correct. Now, next question. How do you say wash?
Wash.
Yeah! That is incorrect.
What is your multiple for you?
Yins.
Yes!
You're throwing the pen. I will say it's not all mocking you guys, the city of Pittsburgh. Jeff and I used to go there a lot back before I had kids and that.
Twice.
3 times. The lady.
A lot.
And, well, you know, it was like 3 times in 4 years.
Oh, okay.
And then I went 2 more times without you, so fuck you. Anyways, we did say if it wasn't for the snow, we would be inclined to move to Pittsburgh. We did like your city a lot. We did like it. So.
Wow, thank you.
But there's no way I could live there in the wintertime.
See, I could.
I can't live here in the wintertime.
I was going to say, isn't our snow your snow?
Pretty much.
No,
But you got-
no.
No,
Not
we,
at
we,
all.
we don't get the snow, and we don't have the hills combined. Well, we have hills, but not your hills.
But
We
not
get-
the snow.
we get
From
more
Northeast
ice.
Ohio, this down here in Southwest Ohio, this ain't shit. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
this
okay.
ain't- yeah, not
No.
compared to what Cleveland gets. No,
No.
not at all.
I see.
I think it's because God just wants to cover Cleveland because it's
No.
such a horrible city.
No, I do agree. Pittsburgh's very pretty, especially in the hills and in the fall, in where the Three Rivers, Three Rivers come together. It is very nice, and they've actually filmed a couple movies there in the past couple of years now, haven't they?
Pittsburgh's been a nice city until Bane took over.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
it kind of went downhill.
That was the one moment you were rooting for Bane, right?
Actually, I wasn't until Heinz Ward showed up, and I was like, "Can't you kill him? Of all the people,
Yeah, of all the people that survived, it was Heinz Ward. It's like, really?
That asshole.
Hey, Heinz is all right.
It would be like if our city blew up, if the Bengals all died and Jeremy Hill survived.
I mean, the entire football field caves in, and you can't fucking kill Heinz Ward. Come on. Come on.
Come on, Bane, do your job.
He had one job.
I blew up the rest of the city. That was actually not bad.
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay. I thought my impression was okay. Okay, moving on. Blake, let's do some listener feedback.
All right, listener feedback. We start with this guy named Doug.
Number 1 fan, Doug.
Can't give yourself a nickname.
Doug says, Son of Zorn, first episode, meh.
Did you guys see this, Sean and Ian?
I had no interest in it.
Oh.
I've seen the previews for it, and I said, no thank you.
The previews I actually thought were funny and
Yes.
that could do something, but the previews were the only thing that was funny, and there's no way they can stretch this out to a multi-episode show.
I think that was my problem. I'm looking at it, I'm going, this is just going to be a one-note, one joke show. This is going to go for 22 episodes. No, thank you. It'll just wear on you after 10.
Well, you figure it's Fox, so they're probably going to show episode 7 next, then episode 9.
Right.
So then you're not going to know any of the storyline. No, my wife, I asked my wife the other night, I was like, hey, do you mind watching a new show with me? I don't want to tell you what it's about. And she's like, okay. And she's not much into like nerd culture, but she's like, I don't care what you watch, be happy. And she's like, yeah, I'll watch it with you. And I think her face the whole time was just, her mouth was open like, I have no idea what I'm watching. She laughed at parts, but she's like, I don't know how this is going to last. And I was like, I don't either. I feel like
Why have I had children with this man?
3.
Let's be honest.
3 of them.
Let's be honest, Sean. She's asked that many times. It wasn't Son of Zorn that did that.
Note to self, the birth control is not working.
Oh, it is now. We're good now.
Yeah, we fixed that.
I had major surgery.
And it's
Tie
man,
that
so it's
shit.
major surgery, okay?
She did not think it was major surgery for me. I think it is.
It was fucking
I can't
critical.
think of a major earth surgery.
Well, she goes, it's not major surgery because the doctor said you only have to be there 2 minutes or 5 minutes before. Oh. And it's in the doctor's office? Yeah. Oh, shit. Can I eat and drink beforehand? Yeah, you'll be fine. Son of a bitch.
Isn't it one of the most weirdest surgeries and one of your most delicate nether regions? That isn't it weird because you're still awake.
Yes.
It's a shot, and you're like, they're doing shit down there, and you're like, I know this is going to hurt me later, but damn.
Yeah. And then you look at the nurse, and she just has dead eyes.
Yeah.
And she's like, why am I doing this? Why did I go to college for this?
I've seen a billion scrotums.
Meanwhile, you're reading Teen Vogue.
Yeah, exactly.
Teen Beat. Tiger Beat.
No,
Tiger Beat.
he's reading Highlight magazine.
Oh, I found the
Yeah.
differences.
Oh, that goofus.
Goofus, he did it again.
It's like,
I can't
the
find the
nurse is dead
seventh
in the
word.
world. She's like, yeah, how many guys come in with an erection thinking they're going to get some porno thing coming in?
I don't think anyone's thinking that.
Some nasty pervert.
The person who thought he was going to the sperm bank?
Yeah.
Here's my deposit. That's not what we're doing, sir.
We're actually doing the opposite.
She's like, I've heard
My
that
shit
joke
would be in the
1,000
turtle
times.
position.
I don't think anybody looks at each other in the waiting room in that way. You know what I mean?
You know, the best part is all the spouses at her and they're happy as shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
All the guys look like beaten dogs.
Yeah.
okay, so I wasn't going to talk about this, but I will now because it's so funny.
Oh, please.
There's two people in there with us, okay? Not
In the room?
No, not in the room.
Nice.
In the waiting room. One couple...
Just all holding hands.
Nice jump.
Please, God. One couple was 25 to 27 years old, like, very young.
Wow. Yeah.
And my wife was like, really? And I was like, oh, well, maybe if, he could have a medical issue, or maybe they just don't want kids.
Or maybe they've already had enough.
I don't think they had any.
Oh. Well, then, go ahead. Do it. Do it.
Well, then they started to make out. And I'm not kidding. They started making out in the waiting room. And I looked at my wife. She's like, don't even think about it.
Yeah, right.
I was like, well, maybe it's one last hurrah for them. Then there was another guy, and he came in with his wife, and they had like a 3-year-old. And the 3-year-old said at one point that he hated his mom.
That's why they're there.
Demon child. We're not having any more of these.
I went back. The guy went back. I came out, and my wife said, yeah, there's a reason why he went back. I was like, why? She's like, she literally ran after him around the chairs because the 3-year-old just kept running. Full blast, and so was the mom. She put her phone down and was like, oh, and ran around the chairs at full speed to catch him. And I was like,
Aramaic the entire time.
what's that?
Speaking in Aramaic the entire time.
No. But it was like,
Red rum.
Yeah. Batu Nashta.
he's coming for you, Malachi.
It's like, I don't know why I'm getting the vasectomy. That's Satan's baby. He should be getting the vasectomy.
We ended up riding with them down on the elevator to the parking lot, and yeah, this is the awkward moment. She looks.
Swarm of flies comes out of the diaper bag.
This is the awkward moment.
She looks at her husband, and he's like, I'm really sore. And she's like, well, I told you I didn't want to do this. This was all your idea. I don't feel sorry for you. And my wife looked at me, and we're like, that's a little awkward.
Yeah.
Could you not talk about this until we get off the elevator? We really don't care. We saw your demon child over there. He's now sacrificing a goat.
This is a conversation for the ride home, not the elevator ride down.
He's biting the heads off frogs in the parking lot.
He has an Ozzy Osbourne shirt on. I don't know. I'm a little worried.
Right.
All right, so Doug, thanks for your question.
And this thing just went right off the rails. I've listened to enough episodes. We're well off.
That's why we're on the Tangent Bound Network.
Yeah. Comic Book Expo is really, Cincinnati Comic Expo is really excited about sponsoring us.
Oh, I'm sure. You'll be getting a strongly worded memo about this one.
We did warn them ahead of time. We're explicit. So,
all right, next from Randall Holt at RJ Holt 666.
He's not evil.
He's just handled that way.
I think we screwed up on that one.
That's okay. He said, how much is Jason charging for photo ops at the Cincinnati Comic Expo?
None.
He actually is going to pay you to have a picture taken with him, and he's bringing his electric smoker. He's going to have brisket for you.
You know what? I did have brisket this week, so fuck you. Anyway.
Out of your electric smoker?
And it was damn good, so shut the fuck up.
It doesn't count. You're disqualified. It's electric.
You know electricity can cause wood to smoke.
Pittsburgh nerds, electric smoker.
I have one, but I've never used it yet.
Seriously, Ian?
I inherited it.
Sean?
I swear to God.
Sean?
Ian, you're with me.
I am on the fence on the whole smoker situation. I'm an apartment dweller, so I would probably go electric as well.
You should do it inside the apartment. I'm sure that would be a safety hack.
Yeah,
Do it
exactly.
inside the apartment.
We're not allowed to have grills on the balcony, but they didn't say electric smokers.
Inside the apartment.
Electric smokers. Come on.
You know
Good
what?
God, man.
It was damn good, so shut it.
Did you save any for me and Jeff?
Actually, I do have some upstairs. Would you like some?
Sure.
Suck it.
What?
Anyways.
What did you make? Brisket?
Actually, I made chuck roast. Barbecue chuck roast.
Nice.
It looked delicious.
I had made a rub the night before.
He actually downloaded a photo from the internet. Place it up there. It's like, look what I did.
It was really Bobby Flay's.
Yeah. If you check the JPEG name origination, actually from BobbyFlay.com.
Yeah, he's following Bobby Flay on Instagram and just taking stuff from there.
I had a nice little rub the night before. Not that way.
Nice.
No,
we all had a nice
title of the
little rub.
show, a nice little rub the night before.
No.
This is what happens after your surgery?
Yeah.
Came out looking like Chet from Weird Science.
Please turn me back.
Anyways, let's sit overnight. Put it in the smoker. It came out. I cubed it up, and then I put more barbecue sauce. I put barbecue sauce on it then, and then put another rub on it. Put it back in for another hour and a half. It was awesome.
What kind of barbecue sauce?
I got some from Gatlinburg. It was from now I can't remember one of my Calhoun's barbecue sauce from the restaurant down there. My favorite barbecue sauce.
Actually, it was open pit. I saw the bottom.
No,
of the
it was
kitchen.
not open. Shut up. You know,
Buy one, get one.
You will never get any meat from my smoker. That doesn't sound right.
Sweet Baby Ray's would have been acceptable.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But Calhoun's is pretty damn good, I have to admit. So,
That's
I
right.
like theirs, so.
Pittsburgh nerd. French fries on burgers and sandwiches. React.
Delicious.
That just ain't right. All right, so let's move on.
What is wrong with you?
Nah, I just
I'm
don't
bringing
like.
up Pittsburgh
I
stuff
don't like this slaw.
because
I agree with you. I can agree with you.
Because
On
I'm
that.
educated.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what Ian said.
No slaw on it. No slaw
Nah.
on it.
Oh. No.
See, the slaw. Their slaw is different. If you get if you're in the South and you get a barbecue, you get slaw in the sandwich.
I'll give it.
And it's decent slaw, but on a deli sandwich and it's a vinegar-based slaw, it just doesn't work.
Oh, vinegar-based.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of vinegar-based
Yeah,
sauce.
Or vegetables.
Or pretty much vegetables in any shape or form.
Yeah. So for people that are listening in like Canada, yeah, Pittsburgh, they put French fries on their sandwiches.
Nothing wrong with that.
Next on the docket, we do a little bit of draft day with our good old buddy Matthew McDonough, or as we better know him now, Daddy Waffle.
Draft day this week is per Twitter poll at Bad Ideas Podcast. The fans voted. They wanted us to draft Perfect Strangers, the TV show. Draft day, basically, it's like a football draft. You draft the main characters using fictional, real people, or fictional or real people. Doesn't really matter. And they get segued into those characters. In this case, we're doing Balky Bartakamis from Perfect Strangers, played by Bronson Pinchot back in the 80s. Larry Cousin Larry Appleton, by Mark Lynn Baker, who never got enough due. Jennifer Lyons, Melanie Wilson, one of the girlfriends, I'm not sure which one.
Larry's girlfriend.
There you go. And Mary Ann Spencer, which is Balky's girlfriend, played by Rebecca Arthur. We figured out, Matthew, when we have a guest on, we should not go more than 4 people to draft because it could get pretty bad. Get a little long.
9 is too many.
Yes. So, Matthew, you can go first.
Now you know the rules, right?
Oh yeah, I know the rules.
All right. So you can pick any of these 4. Your first round pick. Nobody can pick anybody you've already selected.
All right. I think I'm gonna go with Marianne Spencer.
Okay.
That's Balky's girlfriend, right?
Yes.
And I'm gonna go with what's his one face? That Gaten Matarazzo or whatever his name is from Stranger Things.
Which character did he play?
He played Toothless.
The Toothless Kid?
Oh, okay, I got you.
Gavin? Was it Gavin something? I can't remember his name now.
That's your Mary Ann Spencer?
Yes.
I like it. Okay.
So let me understand this. You have a toothless young boy playing a woman.
Just wait.
It only goes downhill from there.
Matthew, we brought you on to elevate our
Yeah,
show.
you're supposed to help us elevate the show.
Okay, Blake, you go next.
I'll tell you what. I have to go with my Balky Bartok-Kamas Bronson Pinchot replacement.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel that that's the quarterback of this team here.
That's who drives the action.
Yeah, who drives the action. So I need to get this guy off your guys'
Eli
list.
Manning?
Before he goes. So I'm going to replace him with Latka, Andy Kaufman from Taxi.
Ah, that's a good one.
Latka Gravis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good pick. Thought did cross my mind.
Well, I'm going next because I want to. I'm going my Balky as well. Overacting, kind of annoying, but a national treasure in the same. I'm going Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage. Just because I want to see Nicolas Cage do a dance of joy.
So you just lost this one already.
No, I did not. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'll go for my Balky. We'll just a run on Balkies here.
Run on Balkies.
Run on Balkies.
I'm going to go for the alien who doesn't quite get our culture, and I'm going to go with Drax the Destroyer.
Oh, from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
I like
No,
that
I
one.
thought you were going to say Alf.
Alf wouldn't be bad, but I'm going with Drax.
Okay.
So now, much to Blake's dismay, Matthew, it's your turn, round 2. This is not a snake draft this week.
Oh, no snake draft.
Damn it.
Well,
I'm
going to go my Jennifer Lyons. I'm going to go with Barb.
So, funny thing, I didn't do any research on this draft, and I was opening up my Entertainment Weekly, and a picture of Barb was there, and I thought, she could be my Jennifer. That's a good pick. Damn you! Damn it!
Did I really take your...
Well, you did, because I'm not doing any research. So she was
there's Barb in the middle of the bullseye.
Okay. Nice pick. Nice job.
Barb from Stranger Things?
Yep.
There you go.
Sense a theme.
Really? You said the theme?
Sensing it. Blake, what's your pick?
My next one, this is my skilled position player.
Mm-hmm.
And that, of course, is Larry Appleton.
Cause I'm Larry
Mark
Appleton.
Lynn Baker's character.
Mm-hmm.
The straight guy in this. In this. Have you seen his photo? It doesn't look like he aged very well.
I have not seen his photo, but I will Google it now.
He looks a little wilder and deranged. I mean, he already had some crazy curly hair. But imagine that crazy curly hair, except none on top, but on the sides.
Is he Curly from the Three Stooges?
Almost.
He could play it.
No, actually, he fits more of a
Did you mean
Larry.
Larry from the Three Stooges?
Yes, that's what I meant.
Larry. More like a Larry.
Curly was the bald one.
Just shut up. Who's your pick, Blake?
So I'd like to see for my Larry Appleton, it'd be the Reverend Jim Ignatowski, Christopher Lloyd's character.
From Taxi.
Sense a theme with you, too.
Ooh, you're smart.
You got a lot of anger with you, Blake. You're going to do well for my pick. Anyways, go ahead, Jeff. It's my turn?
Oh, yeah, go ahead and get it out of the way.
I'm going Cousin Larry Appleton. He's a nice guy, but I feel like one little thing will set him off. He'll go a little crazy. He may beat you over the head. One little thing, sound, goes off. Who knows? I'm going with Blake. Going with Blake as my Larry Appleton because I want to see him corral Nicolas Cage. There you go, Blake.
Dance of joy with him.
There you go, Blake. Screw you.
I suppose I'm going to go with, I don't care, one of the women. They're interchangeable for the most part. So I'll draft Betty Rubble.
I'll be honest, the women were not the strongest suit in this. In fact, the supporting cast was not the strongest suit in this show.
It's pretty much the two of them, but I'm picking Betty Rubble for the left one.
Okay. Let's see here. What are you going with, Matthew, for your third round?
I'm going to go with Larry for my third round. And Larry kind of needs to show Balky around, so I'm going to definitely go with Finn Wolfhard. Or Mike from Stranger Things.
That's a good one. Okay. I'm sensing a theme. Let's see. Go ahead, Blake.
Now I got, third round pick. Gonna have to go for like a tight end. So for Jennifer Lyons, Larry's girlfriend, I'm going with Elaine O'Connor, Mary Lou Henner
from Taxi.
Okay. Okay. For a second, I thought you meant the gymnast.
Mary Lou Retton?
Yes.
Well, maybe that could be a better pick.
Maybe that would be better. Maybe that's who you did pick.
Why don't you tell me the name of the movie? Okay, I'm going with my Mary Ann. She was a little bit crazy, a little fun. She was always sweet, but a little bit off her rocker. And for some reason, she always loved Balky, which he was annoying. I don't understand why. I'm going with Harley Quinn. I feel like it's a Joker Harley Quinn type of chemistry.
I'll pick my other woman, the one on the right, whichever one that is, and that'll be Jan Brady.
I like the Betty Rubble one.
Betty Rubble and Jan Brady.
Yeah, I like that. That's not bad. Okay, Matthew, let's wrap it up. Your round 4.
This is your value pick.
I've got Mike. Mike's dating Barb at this point, and I need to get Toothless a suitable person to date. And somebody that Mike can show around and teach him the ways or teach them the ways.
This has become a swinger party. I'm kind of scared.
I'm going to have to go with the upside down creature.
The Demigorgon.
And which character is this one playing?
Balky.
Balky is the Demigorgon.
I just want to see the Demigorgon do the dance of joy. That's well done. I like that one. I'm going to say you were going to win. But, Blake, what do you got?
All right. What's left is my Marianne Spencer. And you're right. Balky's girlfriend, a little off the wall. So I put a little spin on this one.
Oh.
So this would be in drag, Judd Hirsch.
Here, I thought you were going Carol Kane. Wow. In drag.
I loved him when he was looking at Winona Ryder. Oh, my God. I love that movie. He's up in the bathroom, right? That was him, right? Let's see.
Bad Fast Times at Richmond High inside HOBI joke.
Yep. Let's see. I'm going Jennifer Lynch because she's my last pick, and
that's a good reason.
She kind of kicked ass. She was always putting Larry in his place, and I'm going Maeve from Westworld. I think she could handle it, and if not, she'll just kill them. So I have no issue with that.
I don't dislike that pick.
So they're dating Blake. You're dating Maeve,
awesome.
And Nicolas Cage is dating Harley Quinn. I feel like that worked out well.
Yeah, that's great.
Jeff, what's your Mr. Irrelevant? Or, as the Cleveland Browns say, number 1 pick.
Number 1 pick, exactly.
I've got my Larry Appleton left.
Cause of Larry.
And the only thing I can think of to draft Larry Appleton is an avocado.
Why?
Well, just, they're kind of bland and mushy and...
if you're not going to take draft day seriously...
So it's an avocado. Slightly bruised avocado,
Okay.
Not any specific one, just the first one you stumble across. That's, I think, how they cast Mark Lindbaker, isn't it?
Okay.
It's tomatoes and onions, guys.
Well, let's see. Let's go through his Mark... what am I doing? Matthew, please, tell us who's your picks, real quick.
So my Balky is the Demigorgon, my Larry is Mike, my Jennifer Lyons is Barb, and Marianne Spencer is Toothless. Forget his name.
Toothless works.
He's the dragon. How to Train Your Dragon.
That's even better.
The Demigorgon and the dragon. How are they going to fit in the apartment? I don't get it.
But their dance would be cool.
That would be. Blake, what's your picks?
That's true. All right, so my Balky is Latka, Andy Kaufman. Larry is Reverend Jim Ignikowski, the Lloyd, Christopher Lloyd. Jennifer Lyons is the lovely Mary Lou Henner.
Redden.
And then Balky's girlfriend is Judd Hirsch in drag.
Let's see. My Balky is Nicolas Cage.
If you reprise his role from, Fast Times at Richmond High.
Judge Hirsch was not in it! Balky is Nicolas Cage, because why not? Larry Appleton is Blake, our own Blake. Jennifer Lyons is Maeve from Westworld, and Marianne Spencer is Harley Quinn.
All right. I've got Balky Bartakamus as Drax the Destroyer. Larry Appleton is performed by an avocado. And the girls are Betty Rubble and Jan Brady. They're interchangeable.
Let's, you know what? We're going to throw it out to a fan to pick the winner of this one. I'm going with Jeannie, the Queen of Space Violence.
First Lady of
Space Violence. She is in charge of picking the winner. I feel like since she was just on Passerby's podcast, Matthew might have an advantage. That's okay.
Possible, but we trust Jeannie to be fair.
So I do like the dragons, though. Toothless, the dragon, and Demogorgon, so that's good.
And to round out our program, we're going international, where we visit Chris and Kev over at the 365 Flicks podcast.
You guys are going to sit with us. Please feel free to interrupt us anytime. We have no issue with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're like on a schedule here now all of a sudden. No, keep moving along, Jason. Go ahead.
I'll be completely honest. We have been debating all night how we derail this whole episode, so...
I don't think it's possible because our episodes just go where they go.
Have you met Blake?
I don't know. I've got like a 20-page outline here. You know?
We did run out of paper.
We did.
Okay, interns. Let's just say this: the interns do a really good job with the outline. It's just a suggestion of where we go, so we don't run out of ideas. And just fuck you all. Anyways.
No, hold on. Now, which one of you loggerheads was actually in New York recently again? Please refresh my memory.
It was me. It was Kev.
All right, so I just want to ask a couple of questions, right?
Oh, here we go.
All right, here you go. Did you have real bacon while you were here? Because that European shit that you guys have for bacon over there doesn't fucking live up to it.
No, your bacon, it was like really thin and really streaky and shit. Like our bacon's like from proper pigs.
Yeah, but you guys eat fucking sheep stomach shit. Come on.
Yeah, because we're men.
All right, because you guys are known for no culinary culture whatsoever, so I guess you could eat a sheep stomach full of shit. That's okay. But you didn't like the American style bacon. I'm really hurt by that.
I didn't mind it. It was just really thin, and it didn't seem to have much fat on it. And us Brits, we like our fat.
All right, but did you eat a real hamburger while you were here? Not that shit with an egg on it.
I didn't know. I didn't get a real hamburger. That was my bad.
I like that shit with an egg on it.
I like the stuff with an egg on it.
That's all right. If you go to Europe and you get a hamburger, it's not the same. They don't know how to make good hamburgers. That's why they throw an egg on it to try and cover up the taste and everything else, because it's pretty shitty. Which is why most Europeans think we're crazy for liking hamburgers, because their version of hamburgers is shit compared to what we have over here.
Hey guys,
I'll agree.
Thank you.
Hey guys, have you met Blake? He's the typical American now. Everything in America's better.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think of the true American stuff. No, trust me.
Toilets we've talked about.
I'm an international man of mystery here.
Yeah.
No, but
so America is toilets and bacon and hamburgers.
Just watch out for those toilets. If you feel like it's going to be a big one, just don't go near it.
Honestly, you have a bacon hamburger, it'll end up in the toilet. All three experiences in one sitting.
All three in one sitting would be pretty good. No, but when you guys come out here for the Comic-Con, later this year, I'll tell you about my experiences. Down there in the Royal Navy Officers Clubs, down in Portsmouth, and running out with your guys' Navy versions of divers and live beer and all that kind of fun stuff.
Sweet, man. Looking forward to it. It was good.
Yeah. And see, I learned how to play snooker from a kid that looked like the kid from, what was that fucking...
Stranger Things?
No, not Stranger Things.
Train Spotting? Dungeons and Dragons?
No.
Riverdale.
Star Wars.
No.
Cheers.
No.
I'm trying to think of at least British things to say.
I'm not.
What was the little rich kid do?
Richie Rich?
No, not Richie Rich. They grew up with his hands, Alfonso.
Jesus?
The Elephant Man.
Alfonso Riviera was his buddy.
Silver Spoons?
Silver Spoons, yeah. Ricky Schroeder from Silver Spoons. I learned how to play snooker from a British seaman that looked like Ricky Schroeder from Silver Spoons. because the porter took pity on us because we had no money and we're midshipmen, and we were there, had nothing to do. And I'm like, what's this funny pool table with red balls on it? I was like, that's snooker. So the porter called over Ricky Schroeder. He said, hey, go teach these Yankees how to play snooker. I'm like,
so the next question is, do you guys even know what Silver Spoons is?
It's snooker, not snooker.
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 Snooker has something to do with your wife at night.
Snooker.
I'm going to snooker you tonight, Hunter.
Snooker.
Yeah. Talk about being drunk and being on the wrong side of the car at night after hitting all the pubs. Let me tell you, that's freaky shit, man. And on the wrong side of the road.
We do it properly.
Yeah, everybody else is wrong. Yes, I heard that.
Let's just
not everybody else, just the Americans.
We wanted to have you guys on our podcast before you guys got too big and you would stop ignoring our phone calls with all your indie talk and your movies. So we're kind of worried about it. I feel like you're going to leave us behind.
We will never leave you behind. We will always will drag you kicking and screaming.
I feel like you guys are the Shawn Michaels, we're the Marty Jannetty.
Ooh.
We're going to be...
I'm okay with that.
You like that?
That's harsh, man.
I have no idea who Marty Jannetty is, but that just says everything.
He was the one that Shawn Michaels kicked through the window and stuff.
Right. Yeah, we could do that.
No, we're not going to do that.
No, every 5 years he brings Marty Jannetty up for a where are they now thing, and Shawn Michaels, hey, here's my old partner.
So Hobie will be doing drugs and alcohol in 5 years.
What do you mean in 5 years?
Sorry.
Peasant beer, baby, peasant beer.
Well, have the British Bulldogs made any appearances on the WWE lately?
Well, he's dead.
No, the British Bulldog's dead, Blake.
Oh, shit!
And Dynamite Kid should be dead. He's in a wheelchair.
Moment of silence.
But they beat surgery, unlike Bill Paxton.
Oh!
Too soon! No, never too soon. Where can we find you guys at before we get into this shenanigans?
Oh, well, you're all about the pimpage, so I'll let you do that.
Pimpage?
He's asking where they can find us.
I was having a drink of my beer.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. So, 365 Flicks Podcast. It's a movie and TV show and comic book and wrestling podcast, and you can find us on Facebook and Twitter if you search for 365 Flicks Podcast.
We basically do what HOBI do, but like with British accents.
With British accents, yeah.
And better.
Yeah.
And better Michael Caine impersonations.
Oh yeah, way better Michael Caine.
They got home field advantage.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
To be fair, Brigger, you can do a better Michael Caine impression than I can, so...
Oh, thanks.
That's bollocks.
But HOBI Impressionist of the Year.
Exactly, yeah.
Floppy Award winner, so, that's just me.
Yeah.
How does it feel to win a floppy?
I'm holding it right now, buddy.
Okay.
Would you like to switch to video, or...?
No, we're good.
Now, what dress did you wear to the Floppy Awards?
I wore my
Emma Watson showing her chest dress?
my Chewbacca onesie.
Oh.
Had the ass cut out.
Let's do some up-down. One thing we're up this week. One thing we're down on this week. Kev, Chris, you guys can start since you're the guest.
I'll tell you what, you know how to drive a show forward. We're trying to derail you here. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
I'll let you go first. What we're doing.
Okay. I am down on WWE Fastlane.
Good man.
What a load of shite.
That was quite shitey. Fuck Goldberg.
Fuck Goldberg.
Yeah.
Fuck Roman Reigns.
Yeah. How is it that, Chris...
How about if we just let Goldberg fuck Roman Reigns? Does that make everything better?
You know what? I would not be surprised if that's what happens at WrestleMania.
That's in Vince McMahon's head.
I would actually subscribe to the network for that.
Oh, no.
Who's the top, though? Goldberg or Reigns?
Obviously,
that's what they're wrestling for.
Oh, what's that, Kev?
It would obviously no. Goldberg can't go more than 10 seconds without getting fucked. So I suppose he'd have to be on bottom.
Yeah, it's a good call.
He'd be bottom. Yeah, he'd be bottom.
It's a good call.
And plus, Roman Reigns' hair is all slippery, so it'd be hard to get hold of.
Yeah, he can't hold his hair back.
Exactly. So Fastlane sucked a big fat donkey cock. So just oh no. Well, you watched it, Brigger. You hated it as well.
The good news is I fell asleep during, in the last hour, so that was good.
Yeah, you really didn't miss anything.
I read online the next morning what happened. I was like, yep, and I'm glad I missed that shit. Fuck.
Well, I was saying to Kev, I actually didn't realise that you'd fallen asleep. And so I was still kind of...
Tweeting?
I was still tweeting as I think you missed the Charlotte Bailey match and obviously the Kevin Owens Goldberg match. And so I sent maybe one during the Charlotte match and then a whole bunch of angry ones during the Goldberg one. The last one being, fuck this shit. So you probably woke up to that.
I did wake up to that tweet, and I was like, oh, Chris just said, fuck that shit. Oh, that means Goldberg won. Damn it! You know what?
Yeah, that was such bullshit.
You know what? I'm going to go with down on that, too, Chris. I'm going to join you on that. I'm going to go Fastlane as my down. Kev, what's your down?
My down is I'm currently moving house, and I am so down on moving house. Moving house is stressful, and it's bullshit, and it's horrible, and I hate it. So down.
Nah, I can agree with that.
I agree.
It's just so shit, man. If you could just move house without actually having to move and just move.
Can't you just pay some guys?
I wish, but no.
How far away are you moving?
Oh, don't get me wrong, it's only like $10 away, but...
Oh, okay.
It's still a pain in the ass.
We had movers because my wife's family works for a company that works for a moving company. So we even had movers, and it was the most awful thing I've ever had. It's awful. I hate it.
So you moved the posh way into the gated community?
Yes.
Yes, we did. I actually...
What, had you wrecked the section that you were in, and so you had to move to a new section?
I looked at my comic books, and I was like, I don't want to move those by myself. There's a lot of fucking boxes. And then you got these movers come in, and they take like 3 of them on their back and just walk up the 2 flights of steps. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? I can barely get one out.
Well, that's because you got the worst back in the world.
Even if I had a good back, I don't think I could do 3 boxes of comic books, long boxes. So
I talking about comic books. I thought you were talking about fridges. I'm sitting there thinking, what?
I'm a weakling.
That sounds it.
No, thanks.
Wow, is that a bit harsh?
I feel like Kev goes really harsh on me, and I'm kind of hurt.
Oh, now to be in your defense, our refrigerators are like huge giant ice boxes. They're not like little Euro fridges.
Yeah, we ordered because we're moving, we decided to get a new fridge freezer. So we tried to order an American 2-door kind of big fridge freezer, and it turns out they won't fit through British doors.
Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah, they said that we had to have a double door to get in, and we were like, "Yeah,
holy shit! How big are your damn fridges?
That big?
They're fucking big."
When you come to America, in September, Chris, we're going to have a grill out at my house if you get past the gated community. And the gates. Jeff, I have a pretty big fridge, do I not?
Yeah, you have one of the larger ones.
Yes. I think it can fit 6 children in it, so just be ready. Yeah, my wife, when we moved, she goes, I just want a big damn fridge. And I was like, okay, go get one. And we did, and this thing is... It could barely fit through our doors, and we have bigger doors here, and it barely fit in there. So, yeah. I'll throw you in there, Chris.
There you go. Okay, that sounds like a day in September.
How many Chris's can we fit in the fridge?
Yeah, not many.
Blake, what are you down on?
I'm down on our HOBI Twitter being a wrestling fanboy feed.
Are you on Twitter?
No.
How did you know about our Twitter feed?
You just talked about it?
Oh. No, it's Snowden.
Snowden.
All right, Snowden's a fan, okay? He sends me the shit.
I figured. Have you been peeking at our
Snowden
Twitter feed?
Snowden and the Russians.
Have you been looking at our Twitter feed?
No, but Obama has, and he's been sending me copies.
So that brings to a close some of our favorite moments we've had with the guests throughout the years. I want to take this time to thank every listener, guest, and contributor that we've ever had on the History of Bad Ideas. because you guys are the ones that make this worthwhile. I would like to take the time now to wish everyone a healthy and happy and safe 2018 as we look ahead to the future. And Roger says goodbye.
From Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history of not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so